Now, something very tragic just happened. I just recorded this entire episode, and guess what? Didn't actually hit record. So this is me doing it for a second time. And as I was telling Aaron just out there, it's like empty calories. I just did the thing for no bloody reason. You guys missed the gold. You guys missed the fun. You know, and I hope this isn't a story that's, you know, when you're telling a story and it's a rehash of a story and it was a really good story and you're telling it and then you remember little parts of, and then there's a little nugget here. Before you know it, your story's actually not making a hell of a lot of sense. It's going from here to there, everywhere. That's what I'm hoping to avoid. So now I've told you what I'm trying to avoid in this episode. You're going to watch out for that. But this is worth me re-recording because this is a really interesting epiphany I've had, which is what this podcast has actually become for me. I get asked quite a lot, what do you get out of the podcast? You know, because it doesn't make a lot of money. It was never really about making a lot of money. It gives great exposure. It's opened up a lot of opportunities that have turned into revenue streams, whatever. But at the crux of it, it's a passion project. We love delivering content. We love training recruiters. We love imparting our knowledge. We've been doing recruiting now for almost 20 years. And you start to realize how much you've accumulated in terms of knowledge and whatever. And to be able to pass that on, I think is just something that's in me. Like I genuinely enjoy it. And so when people ask me, I do get asked that a lot, like, what do you get out of the podcast? And it started when people ask you the same question over and over again, you start to reflect and think about things. But I've had an epiphany. I have actually had an epiphany that this podcast has made me an exuberant amount of money in the past few years because I don't journal, okay? And I don't think anyone here would journal in the world of recruitment in terms of journaling their desk. We might reflect, that's a form of journaling, right? We might have a manager go, let's look at the last month's KPIs and things like that. I guess that's a form of journaling. But what I mean by journaling is if you've truly done journaling in your life, you know what it's about. It's about taking what's on your mind and being able to put it onto a page so that you can look at it from afar, be a little bit analytical, maybe make sense of it, work out what's good about it, bad about it, and then recompartmentalize it and pop it back in your brain, I guess, in a better order. Sometimes we have these thoughts and emotions and feelings that whirl around our heads, and it's really hard to grab onto them to understand them, okay? And so journaling, the whole theory behind journaling is you put it down on paper so that you can look at it and that you can make it make sense, and then you put it back in making sense, right? Just like when people say, what do you get out of the podcast? It's a question that goes around. I didn't have an answer for it, so just keep going around. And I've finally come to the conclusion that I do have an answer for it. At the core of it, it has become somewhat of a journaling exercise for me. I give you guys 2 episodes a week, okay? And in doing that, I have to sit down and I have to plan. I have to think about what are we going to talk about today. And I draw, as you know, a lot of inspiration from the things I see around me, whether that be my own desk, whether that be with my clients and my candidates, whether that be with people in our office and the deals that we manage with them, whether that be with the people I speak to through the podcast, the people I interview, whether it be the coaching we do, whether it be the keynote we're doing. You know, we're discussing a lot of things with a lot of people. And so I draw inspiration. And in drawing inspiration and coming up with episode ideas, you know, I'm essentially working on the pieces to the whole. I'm working on a tiny little concept that is going to make up the deal-making process. It might be technical, it might be mindset, but it's all layered there to get an outcome, right? Success within recruitment. And so by doing this twice, 2 episodes every week, I've come to realize that this is my version of journaling, right? I'm able to put it down on paper, think about a concept, think about an idea, think about what's working, think about what's not working, put it back in, articulate it to you, and in doing that, it's kind of embedding into my psyche. I have always had, so 20 years of recruiting, I've had year on year always gone a little bit better. Like it's been just a chipping away, right? 3 years ago when I started this podcast, I just started going north. Like it just went through the roof. And there was no explanation, really no real explanation to why that has happened. You might say it was market conditions. My markets have been so consistent for 20 years. I don't think it's a COVID-related thing. I'm still in my best year yet now. So to give you an example, when everyone's having a really tough year, I am on track for my best year ever. Okay? And so I'm putting it down to the fact that every week I'm journaling. And so what I want you guys to get out of this idea is, what could you be doing to journal? So could you fabricate what I have? Could you write down, 2 episodes a week? And when I say write down 2 episodes a week, I literally have, for this episode, it's titled Journaling, and I literally have the line Wide Podcast. This is another episode. This is another episode. I don't write stuff down, but I do think about it. I have an idea in my mind about what we want to talk about and the concept, and then I just will deliver it, right? We're recruiters. We know how to put words around an idea. And so I think you could do the same. If you sat down for 5 minutes or 10 minutes a week, that's not a lot of time. Maybe it's when you're on the bus. Maybe it's when you're going for a walk. Actually, that's a better time to do it, when you're moving your body. But think about 2 things that happened on your desk that could be turned into a podcast episode. Now, I'm not suggesting you go and perform the podcast and set it up and do it. If you want to do it, by all means, go and do it. It's not that hard. But the process of doing that will become somewhat of a journaling exercise for you. And when we journal at our desk and when you take these ideas, so take, for example, something that happened really well on your desk, try and work out why it happened so well. What did you do? What was your involvement with it? Did you involve yourself? Did you not involve yourself? Was it a technique that you applied? Was it something that you did? Try and work out why it went so well. If you can work out why it went so well, then you can replicate that into the future, right? And then I think equally, look at something that didn't go well. Like, this sucked. This fell over. This didn't happen. Why did it not happen? Do you have the answer for that? Do you know why something isn't happening for you? Do you know why that deal that you had there that was like right there impending and it was all lovey-dovey, why did that not happen? Do you actually stop and ask yourself that? Or do you just go, fuck, deal's gone, let's move on? And so I think if you got into the habit of doing 2 episodes, in inverted commas, a week, dissecting 2 things on your desk, a good thing, a bad thing, or a technique or a process or a mindset, or even just something you do that you think is worth giving light to or energy to or thought to, get in the habit of doing it. Start journaling for your desk. I am living proof that my billings went from like 600-700 as a consistent number to the 1 million mark in the space of like that. And I put that down to journaling straight up. Of all the episodes I've done, this is probably one of the most powerful ones you could take on, because this is going to be you and your brain, and you'll be doing the work. It's so easy to listen to me talk, right? And I know a lot of people listen to me, they get sugar hit, they get energized, and they go in, but then you're playing your own game, you're running your own race, you're doing your own things. And to change behaviors and habits is really hard to do. So if you are doing the journaling based on your experiences, based on how you operate, okay, and now you're all of a sudden making sense of your life and your existence and your deals and your desk, it's going to go back in and really land because it's your stuff. I think that's a lot of what I get out of this episode, out of this podcast. So that's all we have time for you today. Like, share, subscribe. Look at that. Last episode was 7 minutes. This one's 8.5. So you got more juice out of me because I stuffed it up. Have an amazing day, as always. Like, share, subscribe. How do I end this thing? Like, share, subscribe. It helps us grow. As always, have an amazing day, and may all your deals come true.